Hey everybody, my name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince of Rhode Island. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I get to serve in the beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the awesome parish of Church Shelburne that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I give thanks for you all every single day. I thank God especially for all that you're sharing with me and teaching me in your comments and in your emails. So the Supreme Court of the United States recently made a decision about a court case in New York. The state of New York had put restrictions in place to prevent large gatherings of people coming together, including in churches. And some churches and some religious groups in the state of New York fought them on it all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said that the state of New York had overreached, that they were in violation, that they were violating the First Amendment rights of religious groups by limiting how many people could come together in a gathering. Now, a week or so ago, I did a talk on this based on a speech that Supreme Court Justice Alito had offered. In that video, I argued that Alito was wrong, that his opinion was wrong, that the restrictions being put in place due to COVID-19 were not infringing upon our rights to exercise our religion or practice our faith, because we can practice our faith in many, many, many other ways apart from just gathering in a building together. But that's not really what I want to get into today. The Supreme Court has made its decision, and now I think what I want to do is I want to speak to the Christians that are out there that are looking at this decision saying, yes, that's it, I knew it, we can go and worship, and we can get together, and no government will stop us. Our God is awesome. Okay, first thing, yes, God is awesome. Second thing, I want you to think about what Paul says. Okay, in Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, the 6th chapter, beginning at the 12th verse, he says, all things are lawful, but not all things are beneficial. All things are lawful, but I will not be held slave to any of them. Now what Paul's in this passage, what he's saying is, just because you can do something doesn't mean it's healthy for you. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. In it, he actually uses food as a really wonderful example. He says food is meant for the body is not meant for food. Food is meant to feed us, to energize us. But when we abuse food, when the body abuses the concept of food, bad things happen to us. We are in the middle of a global pandemic. Worship, I know, in my own tradition, in my own denomination, and for my parishioners here in Shelburne, is incredibly important. Us gathering together means the world. I know that I have colleagues here in Nova Scotia who are just now closing their churches down again in order to protect their parishioners. They're trying to be responsible. They're doing the right thing. We have in Halifax, we have a spike happening. The churches that are in Halifax are doing it because they've been told to, but there are churches who are just outside of Halifax who are choosing to do it without being told, because they know there's such a great amount of connection and relationship between their community and the city of Halifax. Just because we can open our churches for worship on Sunday mornings or for special holidays doesn't mean we should. It doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because it's lawful does not make it healthy. Worship is something that we get to do. It is something that lifts us up. It's something that gives us life. It's something that we're supposed to, it's an opportunity for us to learn. It's an opportunity for us to grow. It's an opportunity for us to feel supported by those people around us. It is a true blessing. But it is not necessary for the practice of our faith. It is not necessary for us to exercise our religion. The heart of our faith, whatever faith you may have, is that which we have pledged ourselves to. It is not how we go about doing it. Worship feeds us. Just like food feeds our body, worship feeds our congregations. And just like we have to be careful of food in our lives that we don't abuse it, at a time like this, where there's a pandemic that stretches from one corner of the world to the other, that has affected millions and millions of people, not just those who have contracted it, but their families and their caregivers. We're in the middle of a pandemic that has killed hundreds of thousands of people. We're in the middle of a pandemic that has caused stress and strain and anxiety. The Supreme Court has ruled in such a way that you may feel is absolutely lawful and perfect and wonderful, and it affirms your belief that you have a First Amendment right to open the doors of your church. But just because you have the right to doesn't mean you should. It doesn't make it healthy. This pandemic may decimate your flock if it gets in. It may decimate the lives of the people you cherish if it gets in. It may decimate the lives of your neighbors if it gets in. It's not saying it's not going to impact those people anyway. But I, for one, do not want to ever think I had anything to do with one of my parishioners coming down with this. I don't want them sick. I don't want their family sick. I don't want them grieving the passing of a loved one to a disease that arrived on their doorstep because of this place. We believe that God is with us wherever we go. That means when you're on Zoom with your congregants, God is with you. When you're on Facebook Live with your pew mates, God is with you. Now, I know I'm preaching to a very particular demographic, but it goes for everybody else as well. Whether or not this is going to impact you or your congregation or your church or people of your faith or people of your persuasion. These words ring true. Just because we can do something in this particular moment in time with a pandemic that is rampant doesn't mean we should. Just because we can do something during this pandemic doesn't make it healthy for us, for our families, and for our neighbors. Just because we can do something doesn't mean we should allow ourselves to be a slave to it, where we have to do it during a time of a pandemic. Take care of one another. Sacrificing in these ways may make a huge difference in a way that you can't possibly imagine. It's an act of love. It's an act of compassion. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you, and I pray that you will always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that you will see wisdom and letting go, at least for a little while, of some of the things you love to do for the sake of the people around you. Amen.